You will have to get used to me making a lot more wheel and deal videos over the next few weeks. It's normal. This is what you get with a transfer window. You're going to hear a hell of a lot of things. And, some of it's true, some of it's not. I don't want to report on every single transfer rumour because I don't know what to believe sometimes, and some things are just too good to be true. However, when the sources are coming from ex-West Ham United employee and the West Ham Way podcast, they tend to be more believable. X's reputation of being known as the best ITK in the land has to be withheld. So he has to make sure everything is fact-checked. In his most recent update, X pointed out that West Ham will attempt to sign up to 7 players this summer. A preliminary list of targets has already been drawn. Some of those players have been mentioned by name. And the point of this video is for me to talk about each of the mentioned targets and then give my thoughts on them. So, I will name the targets to begin with. João Palhinha, Amadou Onana, James Ward-Prowse, Romeo Lavia, Cole Palmer, Reece Nelson, Victor Gyökeres, and Harvey Barnes. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I believe. So there's actually not 7. There are 8 targets in this. Let me discuss each one, judging by the list, because it's not really a bad list. It's not an awful list of players to have to start with, but it's not to say that I would sign every single one. I have a logical approach to these kind of things. Palhinha is going to finish this season as the league leader in tackles. He's more combative than he is progressive, though. Declan Rice is very progressive. Palhinha is known for getting stuck in a little bit more and breaking up the out of possession movement. If you ask me, Palhinha should not at all be considered the Declan Rice replacement because that is what he cannot be. Palhinha's closer to Souček than Rice, if anything. And to say that Fulham won about 50 million for this guy, do we really want to splash that much out on him when he's not what we directly need? I'm not saying that he's a bad player, but I'm not really saying yes to that. Amadou Onana had a chance to come to West Ham last summer and then chose to go to Everton for the money. Well, mate, West Ham's in the Europa Conference final thingy-mabob. The Conference League final. You're potentially one game away from being relegated with Everton. Maybe that was part of the Moyes master plan, to let Onana go to Everton, see him go down with him, and get him for a cut price. It's genius if you think about it. James Ward-Prowse is another interesting one. He's someone I don't say no to completely, but then again, I have to have my reservations about him. He'd improve us from set pieces for sure, but many former players of this club have warned against the signing of this guy. Lavia is, I hope I say his name right, Lavia is only a teenager, yet he's made a massive impact to that Southampton team. Very good and promising defensive midfielder. I would be okay with having him at West Ham. Think he'd definitely grow. Cole Palmer could be potentially included in a swap deal if Declan Rice were to go to Manchester City. I'd rather have Cole Palmer than Calvin Phillips. And it's not hard to even understand why. Calvin Phillips has had a bad injury record. I don't think he's the same player he was 2 or 3 years ago. He's not someone that excites me anymore. I'm not in awe of him. He doesn't get a lot of game time because he's been injured too many times. Cole Palmer is an attacking player who is homegrown and would definitely add something to the West Ham team. He could play as a winger or as a midfielder. And I think he's hitting the stage in his career at the right time. He's getting games at the right time. He's playing football from the bench to give him some sort of, shall we say, coping mechanism to deal with the dizzy heights of the Premier League. Reece Nelson should not be included in any swap deal with Rice should Rice go to Arsenal. Well, Reece Nelson's set to be out of contract, so it's not like Arsenal would want to benefit from that, would they? They're trying to offer Nelson a new 4-year deal, but I doubt he'd sign it. If he's not going to get the regular game time there, then he's better off going elsewhere. Nelson, he's not really my choice. Gyökeres is someone I am hyped about. That guy has been the main reason why Coventry is now one game away from Premier League football. It's all going to depend if Coventry goes up or not. If Coventry goes up, we're not getting him. If Coventry stays down in the Championship, he's there on the table to be purchased. I see a lot of that hard-lined, solid, cold attitude that we love from West Ham strikers. And he's been linked before. I think Moyes has already been to watch this guy play. He's definitely been Brighton's loss because that's whom he played for prior to joining Coventry City on a permanent deal. Harvey Barnes is someone else who is another attacking option. Apparently Leicester's wanting 50 million for him. Are they absolutely crazy? No more than 25 million for Harvey Barnes if Leicester goes down. It'd be an improvement on Cornet at this rate, signing him. And I wouldn't mind Harvey Barnes. He and James Maddison have been two saving graces in an otherwise poor attacking option to have for Leicester. To summarise, I'll tell you the players that I want out of that list. Onana, maybe, if not Lavia. Palmer, probably get on loan. Gyökeres, 100%, and Harvey Barnes, I'm 70-30 on it. 70% being, I want him. Palhinha, I don't think he's what we need, and they'll want stupid money for him, and he's nearly 28 years old. James Ward-Prowse is soon to be 29, but he offers something, but I don't know if Southampton want to pay to sell him for pennies. Reece Nelson's going out on a free. I'm not interested in him, to be honest. Harvey Barnes, yeah, one remains to be seen. I'm not totally against him, though. You're going to hear me say that a lot. There are players that I think have a lot of good qualities, but I don't know whether they fit into West Ham or not, and that's when I tend to sit on the fence. I don't definitely not want some of these players. Right now, everything's preliminary, just like this list. My thoughts on the preliminary, and if moves are made for any of them, we'll see how they can fit into the team. It might mean some chopping and changing. But a new defensive midfielder, well, that's going to have to be done. Thank you very much for watching this video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to From the Anvil for more content. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you all soon.